If you think being a secret spy meant driving fast cars, carrying impossible gadgets, and introducing yourself with a cool code name, forget everything Hollywood ever taught you. The real spies of World War II spent most of their lives pretending to be ordinary people. If you were captured behind enemy lines, your own government would most likely deny that you had ever existed. You were born in 1919, only months after the First World War came to an end. Your father returned home alive, but the horrors of the trenches never truly left his mind. Your mother worked tirelessly to keep food on the table as Europe struggled through economic hardship. You grew up in a crowded port city where ships arrived every day from different parts of the world. From an early age, you became familiar with different languages, accents, and customs simply by watching the people around you. Your teachers noticed that you could remember names and faces far better than most children your age. As you entered your teenage years, Europe slowly began to change. Political rallies filled the streets, newspapers spoke of growing tensions, and people started choosing sides. By the time you turned 16, Adolf Hitler had transformed Germany into a dictatorship, and the shadow of another war was becoming impossible to ignore. One afternoon, a quiet government official approached you with an unusual offer. He never mentioned the word spy. Instead, he asked whether you could keep secrets even from the people you loved most. A few weeks later, you disappeared from your old life without anyone realizing what had really happened. There was no graduation ceremony and no military parade waiting for you. You were simply told that from now on, your greatest weapon would be your ability to look completely ordinary. Your training began with endless hours of memorizing maps without writing down a single note. You learned Morse code until entire conversations sounded like ordinary music. You practiced creating false identities that even experienced police officers would believe. Your instructors taught you how to hide secret messages inside books, coins, cigarettes, and everyday household objects. You also learned that carrying a gun often made a spy more suspicious than carrying nothing at all. By the summer of 1939, Europe stood on the edge of war. Germany invaded Poland, and the Second World War officially began. Your first assignment was not to fight on the battlefield. You posed as a railway employee and quietly counted military trains passing through the station each day. Every evening, you transmitted the information using a hidden radio no larger than a small suitcase. If enemy agents detected your signal, they could locate your position within minutes. As the war spread across Europe, your missions became increasingly dangerous. You traveled under different names and carried passports that described completely different lives. Sometimes you were a businessman. Sometimes you were a journalist. Sometimes you were nothing more than an ordinary tourist. Behind every smile, you were constantly watching, listening, and remembering. You learned that the smallest detail could change the outcome of an entire military operation. A single train schedule could reveal the movement of thousands of soldiers. A single overheard conversation could expose the location of a secret weapons factory. Soon, you found yourself working alongside resistance fighters in occupied Europe. Your job was not to win battles with bullets. Your job was to deliver information before it became useless. Every message you transmitted carried the risk of execution if you were caught. Unlike regular soldiers, spies were often denied prisoner of war protection. Many were executed immediately after capture. You could never tell your family what you actually did for a living. Your parents believed you worked for a government office. Your friends wondered why you moved from city to city without explanation. Even your closest relationships were built on carefully protected lies. When the war finally ended in 1945, millions celebrated victory in the streets. Soldiers returned home as heroes welcomed by cheering crowds. You quietly handed over your equipment and walked away without recognition. The documents you helped steal remained classified. The lives you helped save remained unknown to you. The names you used during the war were destroyed forever. As the decades passed, you never completely stopped being a spy. You always chose the chair facing the entrance whenever you entered a room. You automatically memorized faces without thinking about it. Loud aircraft overhead still reminded you of wartime bombing raids. An old coded notebook remained hidden in your house, untouched for decades. You died peacefully as an ordinary retired citizen. Your neighbors remembered you as a quiet person who rarely spoke about the past. They never knew that your greatest achievements could never appear in history books. Because if you truly succeeded as a secret spy during the 1940s, the world was never supposed to know your name.